Hey!
Welcome everyone. Welcome again to the Gamer Den Video Podcast. After we've had a short hiatus, what has it been, about 2 weeks? Maybe 3 even?
Yeah, 3.
I'm not sure. But to be honest, you haven't missed much. But today is very different because today is a video gamer's Christmas. And the one that you don't receive any gifts, but what your eyeballs enjoy. Today is the first day of E3, and we get to look forward to many, many games made by many, many different talented companies, and we are told about secrets and projects, and here to give our thoughts on the day's events are Miles Evaneshnik.
Hello.
A gentleman, but not a scholar.
That's correct.
And also with us today we have Alex Wong.
What's going on?
Not much. How are you? E3. It's a big deal. It's a good day. The only thing is that you need to watch these videos all freaking day, and you don't have time to actually game. You want feel like if you peel your eyes off the screen for a moment, you'll probably miss like The Last Guardian or something like that.
Especially for PlayStation, since they don't have it on TV.
Yeah.
They have to have it on the internet, so you can't record it.
Last Guardian and Half-Life 3, or you can peel your eyes away from the screen for another decade. You're not going to miss anything.
There's people looking through the Indiana Jones warehouse of all the boxes for both copies of those games. It'll take a while. Also with us we have my brother Christopher Kopp.
Hello.
How are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Small point of contention, if I may.
You may.
Chris Topher, go ahead.
Also we have with us tonight we have one of the twins, Adam Crawford. Adam, how are you tonight?
I am fine. Intaro Adun Executor. That's a Star Trek reference.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah, the Protoss. I got it.
Yeah. No, I got it. I just didn't hear it.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Intaro Adun. Oh.
You are in need of additional pylons, sir. So, guys, let's do it really quick here since we have so many games to talk about. I have a feeling this is going to be a longer podcast, but what have you guys been playing? Let's start with Chris. What have you been playing lately?
Nothing besides the usual.
Nothing out of the ordinary?
I recruited a friend to World of Warcraft, mostly his idea, but we successfully played 30 levels today in about 4 hours.
Wow.
I named my character Gay, and he named his character Straight, so we have a gay-straight alliance.
It does sound a little bit like a sitcom already.
Yeah, we're working on selling the rights to ABC.
Nice. So just more World of Warcraft, plus you've been traveling as well in the
Yeah,
since we've done the podcast.
I went to San Francisco just this past weekend, but I brought my DS, but I didn't game at all. I ended up just reading all my free time, basically. My little free time. I should
Nerd.
say.
Double nerd.
I did, however, recently get Fire Emblem back from a friend of mine when I was back in Minnesota. So I'm still waiting to kind of delve into that. Just haven't found the time to sit down and go through the game again yet.
I'm gonna play one of those games before I die.
Yeah.
It's on the bucket
I gotta
list.
pay homage to
Is that a Harry Potter reference?
No,
That just happened.
I gotta pay homage to my favorite Super Smash Brothers character. So
Oh, Ike.
one of these days, yeah.
Oh, you need the origin story,
You know what we gotta wait for, Miles, is whenever they put GameCube games on the Wii U Virtual Console.
which will be never.
Well, they announced that GameCube controller adapter for it.
Yep.
For Smash Brothers, so I assume it's gonna be coming because of that, especially. But
So they're not going to reproduce GameCube controllers. It's just going to be an adapter for your existing.
Well, we don't know for sure yet. They showed the Smash Brothers themed controllers, so I assume they're going to be putting out at least some sort of limited release of those. But I mean, I expect them to produce at least a few of them, some special editions. Like I'll be picking a couple new ones up if I can. But regardless, they'll put out if they do that, they expect them to put out GameCube games in the Virtual Console, in which case Miles can play the game with Ike in it for the first time, which was on the GameCube.
That would be top.
He's never played Melee?
Well,
Oh, no, you're talking about
played,
Fire
I'm
Emblem.
talking about, yeah, Fire Emblem, like the actual Fire Emblem game that introduced Ike. But anyway, moving on.
Cool. Adam, what have you been playing?
I'm glad you asked, Sean. A show of
My
hands,
job.
who's played Second Son? Infamous? Is it just Alex? No,
I haven't
not
played
Alex.
Second Son.
I want to, but I haven't.
Kilo's played it. I played it.
I haven't beat it yet, though.
And with E3 happening today, I'll try and be as concise as possible. I really enjoyed it. The graphics are really good. Unfortunately, I felt like there's no incentive to being bad, and the differentiation between the heroic abilities and the evil abilities are pretty blurred and less distinct. I also felt the choices were very super obvious this time around, which people's complaint used to be that you never knew if you were making the good or bad decision, and you were trying to be a hero and you accidentally made the evil decision. But in this case, they went on the extreme opposite of that spectrum and made it like, choose your good decision or your bad decision. Here they are. And then so I kind of didn't like that. I felt this character was a lot more likable, and soaring through the city has never been more fun, and I've never felt more like a hero than in any other game other than maybe Spider-Man 2 when I was like swinging through that.
Spider-Man 2, I used to have I would be walking around town like after I played that game and being like, I can swing from that edge and I can swing from that edge. And I can swing from that.
And I wish, unfortunately, I don't want to spoil too much, but you get to use different types of abilities and you can't really switch between them quite on the fly. It is easy to switch between them. It's not very quickly. And I really only liked one of the ability sets, so that's kind of unfortunate that out of the couple powers that you obtain, only one of them was actually any fun to me. So, but other than that, I did have a good time. I think it looked amazing, and it was a really fun game. I'm glad I got to borrow it because I platinumed it in maybe like a week and a half or 2 weeks. So,
I think it'll be one of those games that eventually, when it goes on sale, I'll pick it up. But right now, there's no rush.
Retail price is really too steep on that. Sorry, Kilo. What?
I was gonna say, what's your price point?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Like it maybe one of those deals when they go classic or whatever, and the greatest hits.
$20.
Yeah, I'd go $30 maybe on it. I don't know, 20, 30. But anyway, actually, my recommendation would be to rent it, because if you could platinum that game in a week and a half, you can save some money there, probably. Yeah. So.
I think that right now people are, they're spending the money on games that, maybe they're not so excited about, just to have something to play on the new consoles. But it won't be too much longer when, until we have a fair amount of things to play, as we'll get into. Yeah.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
Because I just realized, you asked me what I've been playing, and I said the usual, but I just bought Mario Kart 8. And have unlocked everything on it except for one thing, and that's like the final, like the gold glider thing. It takes forever in multiplayer, but that game is like the first really great experience on the Wii U. Like, I would say it's stunning and a lot of fun.
And it has heavy integration with that really nice Wii pad, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's kind of superfluous, but it works. You get a map on it. You get like a horn you can press, and like
I thought you just got a honk
and stuff. No, there's actually a little more on there, but I've actually been using the pad to play it, like to actually have in my hands. I just play it in the bedroom, like
when you're on the throne.
Yeah, no. I mean, unless this is the throne, it's in this chair playing my computer forever. But it's I've just done it a lot more than the TV. I've found the gamepad to be really useful. That I just stream it like the Wii U's in the living room, and the gamepad's in my hands in the bedroom, and I'm just kind of like sitting here playing it while I've got something on the computer going on too. So
this is really nice.
But that's been a great
exotic so luxury.
Yeah.
Most of us would need to fork over the money for an NVIDIA Shield. So Miles, what have you been playing?
Lightning round. I've been since we last podcasted. I bought Tropico 5. Played that. It's a fun game, but price point $20, I'd say, as opposed to the retail of $40. It's just another SimCity-esque game with a like a
Is
dictator.
it more like Civilization?
No, not quite. You have to maintain relations, but it's not as much of like a political balancing act as Civilization
More
is.
about infrastructure.
Yeah, I've played. I think I've logged 17 hours in that game, and I still haven't made it to the end game. I mean, I made it to the end game, but in my mind, the end game is unlocking all the technology. I haven't been able to do that because my city falls apart, and then all the people revolt, and it's bad, and they drag me from my lavish home and draw and quarter me. Anyways,
To the guillotine,
that's correct.
Bloody Mary style.
It's bad. I said let them eat cake, and that yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah, I know. You almost never do that.
Yeah.
Unless they're from Edina, Minnesota. There's
Yeah.
a sort of cake eater thing going on there. If you've seen the Mighty Ducks, you might know about that. And you also, like me, have been playing WildStar.
Yes. I would say on the topic of WildStar, it's another one of those games that brings something new to the table, but falls short in terms of overall streamlined kind of gameplay. Sean and I found ourselves kind of frustrated with the way that the questing was set up, and the quest navigation. It's just kind of clunky. This doesn't.
Well, the problem
feel-
is that because there are so many different quests, and different like varieties of quests, then you run into a problem. Well, how do you communicate that goal to players when it's different every time? With WoW, it's so easy because the quests are always pretty much very similar, and then anything when they throw a curveball at you, then you're like, whoa, what do I do here? And that's this game nonstop. For me, it is pretty exciting because all these quests are different. It's like it's very actiony, very platformy for an MMO.
Mhm.
I think that once some of the add-ons, I installed a few add-ons through the Curse client that helped with a few things as far as the UI, but I think once maybe some of the add-ons get a little bit more refined, I think that you'll find that the game is probably a little bit more accessible. Right, but right now with a game like this, there's a lot of guesswork. So
Yeah. The
so
leveling is really slow.
it is really slow.
I feel like I've logged a pretty significant amount of time, and I'm about halfway to the max level cap right now.
Maybe this is
So-
what it was like with World of Warcraft at the beginning.
Yeah, and
I think that with like the leveling in this game, I'm like, God, I'm only level 14. Like I should be like level 40 by now. Like, oh yeah, refer a friend, heirlooms, like
Yep.
all this, like that. All this stuff came into play later on. So, but I do owe that game a bit more of a fair shake. You're at level 22, right, Miles? Is that-
20. I hit 24 today, so it's a fun game. It's really weird. They've integrated like skill shots that you see in games like League of Legends, for example, in an MMO setting. So
They call it telegraphs.
it's a funky new twist on the genre.
So it's basically every move that you use on your action bar in an MMO. It's almost every move. It has a visual indicator on the ground of where that spell will hit after the time. So you do have some instant casts, but other than that, it's like almost like a wind up. So it becomes this sort of like game of if you're fighting a hard enemy, the trick to winning it is to navigate the playing field and avoid his attacks and learn the patterns rather than being just about numbers and hitting a rotation.
I kind of like that because the turn-based stuff kind of takes away a little bit of player agency, I think. So I like that idea, but it is untraditional as far as MMOs go, I suppose.
The art style is just incredible too.
Yeah, it's really really good. It feels like sort of like a Banjo-Kazooie game, almost meets like like sort of a Looney Tunes feel. It's very entertaining, but the questing can be difficult. So you almost need to focus on putting the time into it to appreciate it. And I'm only level 14, so I'm not even actually I'm not even 14 because I haven't unlocked Animal Crossing in the game yet.
Oh
like,
yeah, I was like, what?
The house, and then bosses drop loot that you can put in your house, like little end tables and futons.
Yeah, I would say give this one a pass unless
A past what?
No,
No, I-
give it a pass.
yeah, give it a pass unless you need to fill some time in and you're willing to kind of struggle with the learning curve a bit because it does get frustrating. I've died several times just to mobs my level because it's like it's just different. So, anyways, those are the two main ones, I guess. I got Mario Kart as well, but I haven't had a lot of time to play it. I've just been trying to kind of get my teeth into WildStar just to kind of see what it's like. But
Give it a
I
fair
know
shake.
full well, I know full well that I'm going back to WoW. It's just it's interesting to see a new developer's spin on the MMO. I wish that Blizzard was able to take all these like innovative gameplay designs and kind of integrate them into their game, which is, it's just solid game, but who knows. But anyways, so that's kind of what's up with me. So
Alex, what have you been playing today?
I've been playing 2 sports games. One Pro Evolution Soccer 2014, and the other one NBA 2K14. And Pro Evolution Soccer, after probably third match, I uninstalled that from my PlayStation. 'Cause it is total garbage game, and I'm almost about to uninstall NBA 2K14 because I'm doing the My Career thing, and it's not working out at all.
Instead
Well,
of PES,
hard.
maybe they should call it POS.
Yeah, that'd be good.
One thing I'm sure you experienced is that you can't skip the cutscenes and the acting is awful, and you almost always get drafted.
Wait,
by
they
those
have
teams.
acting
They have
in an
there's
NBA
acting
game?
In an
Oh,
NBA
it's
game,
awful.
there's acting.
It's
yes.
awful.
It's
And if
terrible.
you guys not black,
Fox
the voice
quote.
just doesn't
Fox
matter.
quote.
See, the
Best-
problem with the
Best
NBA
acting
game,
in sports game ever.
the problem with the NBA game is there's no D League for you to at least boost your stats like they do with the Major League. Like if you play MLB, you can at least boost your stats in the minors before you get into the major leagues, and then you can perform well there. This one, they just toss you into the NBA, and you're like total
Trial by
garbage.
fire.
And so like your first
why am
3
I getting
games-
paid?
Your
to
first
play
3
on
games,
this
you
court?
can't make anything. You can't make layups. You can't make close range jump shots, and it's
And you
really
don't get to
difficult.
play.
Yeah, and then you don't get to play, and your rating goes down. And then after a loss or something, the media's like, "Can you tell us why you think you did so poorly?" And it's like, and then they give you a list of options
game
of what
sucks.
you can choose, and it's just
That's why I
like,
did
yeah.
so poorly.
Well, I mean, I played it long enough to where I did play a couple, or I had to sit through a lot of games. I skipped them, but you can actually watch from the bench, which I don't know who the fuck's going to do that. And it's like you don't get minutes, and you have to earn your minutes. And it's really hard because, as Alex said, you can't increase your stats unless you're performing well. And so it is difficult, but once you do, I've been dropping like 40, 50 points every game
Oh wow.
on people, and it's pretty ridiculous. And yet I still lose because I'm on the Timberwolves.
I'm on the Cleveland Cavaliers, so.
That's too shabby. So, but I actually haven't minded that game as much as I thought after playing it for a while. Because at first I couldn't stand the, just like I said, the acting and stuff. But I encourage you to just keep on playing it and find out if you like it after
Yeah,
that.
that's the problem. I mean, they said I tried to look at guides and stuff to see maybe what should I boost first to get some more playing time and score some more points, and they were just like, you know what, take the first year off, just to be total garbage the first year, rack up a whole bunch of coins which you use to spend to upgrade your player, and then take the second year seriously.
wait, so what game is this? Is this NBA
2K.
NBA 2K14.
14 career mode or my
Career
career
mode.
And NBA this year.
Yeah.
I know. You guys bought
Madden
it?
this year.
No, it's free for PlayStation Plus.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it really?
Yeah, it
'Cause
is.
I got it from a friend of my brother-in-law who works for PlayStation or something. So I got it for free, brand new in the wrapper. I didn't know it was free for PS Plus members.
It is now. It started last week. It was free.
What's pretty neat is when you go on there and you go in the main menu, it'll give you like scores and stats from games that are happening in IRL. I just like to say IRL, but anyway. So it's it's a pretty neat game. If you're into basketball, it's obviously the game for you. Especially if you're a casual gamer.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing. I played some Watch Dogs. I've had a really busy 2 weeks actually. It's funny how winter you just stay inside in Minnesota and just play video games. But summer you need to do things.
All out and shit.
And there's party. And I smoked some ribs yesterday, and that was delicious. Had some friends over. But other than that, as far as video games, I did pop into League of Legends. That game's still fun. It's awesome, and I did well.
Oh, I have something to say on that matter.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
The team builder.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's so awesome. We played last night with Casey, Alex, and I. You're able to pick your role and character before you get into the game, so you just jump in. There's no arguing. Everyone has this dedicated role, and you go. Sorry, it's awesome.
And
It's
then,
awesome.
I mean, the one thing that you do run into that is team composition might be a little funny. You know,
Oh, yeah, well,
you
we
might
have
have all 80 characters or so. You know, things that you might lose out on, but at least you run out. You don't. I got you, Mouse. At least you don't need to worry about the bickering in chat. Go ahead, Mouse.
When you make the lobby, you're able to kind of, I don't know, veto someone. So
Kick people.
yeah,
out of
you
your
have.
lobby.
So someone will pop in and it'll say this guy is gonna go top lane with this champion. So you're like,
Ram is top.
yeah, will that fit with us?
Yeah.
No, and you
Oh,
hit
okay.
no, and then it
Cool.
kind of re-queues you up. So it's awesome.
Nice. That's good. So there's an advantage to going in with more friends.
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
gang up on people.
It is really it just makes it more fun. You get
Yeah.
to
Takes the BS out of it.
so highly recommend jumping back in if you haven't played in a while, just for that feature alone. Sorry
All right,
to interrupt.
That's all right. And so Watch Dogs, I've been wanting to do some Titanfall, but I haven't played that because there's the new map expansion, and I just kind of want to scratch that FPS itch for an hour or something during my daughter's nap time, and so we'll do that eventually. But other than that, name one game that you want to play this week that you're excited about? Chris, go.
Why'd you start with me? Actually, no. Smash Brothers 4 for the Wii U. They're doing a demo of it on Wednesday at Best
Oh yeah,
Buy.
you're gonna go do Best Buy.
So I'm going to Best Buy on Wednesday. I'm watching the tournament tomorrow that they're doing, and then on Wednesday I'm going to actually play the demo of the game. So I'm psyched for that.
Wait, the newest one?
Yeah.
The newest one for the Wii U. They're
They're
having
demoing it
demos
at very specific Best Buy locations.
and one of them is 5 minutes from where I'm at right now.
Damn
it. Yeah. You can look it up. They have some.
Very
but-
fortuitous.
Yeah.
I imagine California, you're
There's
out
only
in the
100
boonies.
locations nationwide, though. There's a fair. I think there's
Yeah.
10 total in California, so you can look around. But I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Yeah, so quit your bitching, man. Minnesota, maybe we got Best Buy. Mall of America might get it. I don't know.
Maple Grove has one actually.
Are you effing kidding me?
You want me to look it up for you quick? I just heard about it on Reddit. That's why, because someone's like, I'm going to Maple Grove in Minnesota. Let me look up locations for you.
Are you freaking kidding me? That's it's 5 minutes away.
Yeah. Just move along, and I'll give you the location in a second.
upon the cops.
Adam, game that you want to play this week?
Like a new game or what I'll be playing?
Sure. What will you be playing?
Well, I spent literally this last week bringing my professions in WoW back up to my level because I left enchanting back in the dust. So I haven't actually leveled up all this week. So I look forward to actually playing WoW and not fucking farming silk cloth and mageweed.
Now we can actually play the game.
What do you mean? What do we do now?
I think that's what I'll be doing this next week. My sister's visiting right now, so not very much games going on.
What level's your
Okay.
mage, Adam?
60.
Nice. Well
For some
done.
reason, I was thinking you were gonna say what level's your sister. I don't know why.
She's a level, she's maxed out level tattoo artist, 95.
Hey.
Max level tattoo artist. Alex, what do you want to play this week?
Game that I just bought because it was on sale this weekend, Magic: The Gathering, Duels of the Planeswalker.
Oh, on Steam.
Yeah, on Steam.
Man, after you've played Hearthstone, that UI is garbage. It is so bad. It's like slap Magic and it sells.
But I was a fan of Magic, and I never bought any cards, so it's a good. It was what, like.
How are you
$5?
a fan of Magic if you've never bought any cards?
Phil had like decks and decks, so I just borrowed his deck.
Nice,
You have
nice.
to take out a mortgage on your house to keep up with that freaking game.
You know what? Apparently, it costs $500 initial investment to make one competitive deck now.
Yeah, no thank you.
What?
Just get the game,
Yeah.
$5.
It costs $500 because of the secondary market. Like the game's been around. The game's been around for so long, and there's certain cards that you just like need, like that are hot in the meta. You know. So if your collection isn't good, like I mean, even if you were to buy the cards, like the game's been out for like 20 years. You know. So there's cards out there that are like, you know,
And the decks are so
it's
huge.
$1,000 card.
The decks are huge. I made my own custom Pokemon deck, and it cost me, after buying all the cards a la carte, like $60 to build a 60-card deck, or even more than that maybe. So Magic is only, they're 300-card decks probably. I don't know. Pretty bad.
Oh, because they're so big.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sean, I just sent you on Facebook the
I
link.
saw that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Miles, what do you want to play this week?
I was thinking about that myself earlier. I might get around to some Mario Kart. Give it the old.
College
Wonderful.
try.
There you go. As Daisy, of course. Wink.
Man, you're so gay. Okay. And then I'd like to play a couple things this week. I'd like to get some more Watch Dogs in. I'd like to get some more WildStar in, and I'd also like to play Dawngate. I saw some coverage on it. EA was talking about it over at E3, and I'm like, man, they were just sort of describing like the design philosophies, and like it's just, it'll never like compare to all for me. But since I have the foundation, I'd like to get into it and try it out. So, all right, guys. Since we've taken care of that, let's talk about E3. Today we had out in LA, we had press conferences from Microsoft, Sony, Ubisoft, and EA. EA, as you can imagine, was like one cool game and then one sports game that'll get you, like Alex was talking about, and then Microsoft had a really video game heavy show. Like it was games all the time. PlayStation was a little bit more across the map as far as entertainment that they were providing. But they had some really, they announced Little Big Planet 3, they announced Uncharted 4, they got to announce GTA 5 for HD edition, and then apparently they also picked up No Man's Sky. So it's looking like the gamers, on no matter what your console of interest is, everybody won today because there's just a lot of content that's coming. So let's go through Microsoft's press conference first, which was at 11 a.m. my time, or 12 p.m. my time, 10 a.m. Cali time. First, they just started off right off the bat with some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare footage from the game. It did sort of recapture for me sort of the idea of what Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare did, where you're doing these crazy things in a first-person shooter. They were in this, as we're seeing right now, it looked a lot like. Were they in like a capsule or a plane or something in this? Is this
Yeah.
Okay? So they had outward projecting screens, right? So they need to like sort of do a reboot on it. It's just pretty freaking killer. But it did sort of have that scripted, like, oh shit, this is happening moment. This is the part I was talking about. This was like cool for me. It's like reset this freaking giant screen. Oh, crash into a building. So yeah, it's I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on Advanced Warfare? Are you guys actually excited about it, or what? What are your thoughts on the game? We'll try and get through each of these pretty quick.
Let's just try and do like a lightning round per game. Like we'll just quick thoughts.
Okay, yeah. Are you excited? Yes or no? Just kind of like that. And then the big ones, like the really big announcements, we'll talk about it. But Miles, excited for new Call of Duty?
No. Go ahead.
Adam.
Nah, wait.
Chris,
Nah.
Alex.
Yes.
I'm gonna say I'm excited to see what comes of it, but it's not on my radar.
Mm.
Okay, so Forza 5, we're getting new tracks, and also it's a really solid racing game. Both Miles and I have put in some time into Forza 5. Very enjoyable, very visually stunning. And so new tracks for Forza 5, and also Forza Horizon, which is sort of like like kind of a new game, but enough of the same. What do you guys think about racing games? Excited for Forza? More Forza, Miles?
I sold it off initially because I bought it as a bundle with my Xbox One. I played it for about a week, and I sold it because I wanted to kind of played through the basic stages, and then I was planning on buying it back later when they did release new stuff, so I'm probably going to pick it back up and start playing again. But my thoughts?
So that's yes?
Yes.
Chris, you're not an Xbox guy?
Don't have one.
Or a console gamer?
You're
getting your racing
it, but,
PC elitist.
I
racing
probably
fix
would if
on
I
Mario
had a
Kart.
couple $100 to spare right now, which I don't, but I'm thinking about it for the future.
Eventually. Alex, you like Forza at all? Ever
I
played
would
it?
if I had it, yes.
Adam?
I most certainly respect Forza. I wish PlayStation had that over Gran Turismo. I can't believe the amount of resources Gran Turismo wastes on freaking go-karting and NASCAR.
Yeah.
It's a very
I-
European
I
philosophy.
wish I had Forza. I'll admit that as a Sony fanboy.
Cool.
The triggers in the Xbox, I've talked about this on the podcast before, are unbelievably awesome.
With that game especially.
Force feedback, yeah. So
You feel all the bumps, like you're trying. It's funny, like it's almost like it would feel in a car, except with your finger, like you're trying to accelerate, but you're going over bumps. So it's like you're trying to hold it in a very specific spot because you want to hit a right speed, going around a corner or something. But you hit the bumps, and it's like go 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 go. So you're actually like trying to control, the feedback in the controller
Mhm.
to keep your speed steady. It was a pretty
Very-
cool sensation.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, guys, let's talk about a game that is definitely on my radar, and I think should be on everyone's radar. But I think it's coming to most platforms. It's called Evolve,
Yes.
and it is made in most part by the guys behind Left 4 Dead. Do we have any footage or pictures of the game at all, Alex?
Let me get
You want me
him.
to have
Pull up
a
a few.
Game Informer in front of the screen?
Evolve essentially is a four-person co-op game, and those people each take on different roles. There's a support, there's a medic, there's a sort of a heavy, and then there's sort of a striker. So all these people are setting up traps and trying to catch this sort of like alien-like monster that evolves, and it goes through stages of evolution where they get more powers as they sort of like farm up the map, and the trick is the catch is that one person plays the monster. So they will be the ones going against this four-man group. And they start out very small. Imagine like evolution in Pokemon, I guess. They start out small, and they're the hunted at that point. They're trying to survive and eat wild animals and try and find hiding places up in the trees where they can essentially grow and become more powerful. And so I think we're gonna, there's a little suspenseful trailer here, but it's. I mean, if you think like Left 4 Dead, but way more focused as far as the PvP, I think this just sounds really, really exciting. So, and there'll actually be new the monsters themselves. It won't be just one monster. You'll get to choose like sort of like this Cthulhu Kraken looking monster, and then you have like you saw like sort of this beast like Balrog kind of. Character. I don't know. You guys excited for this? It's coming out October 21st. What do you think?
I kind of got tired of Left 4 Dead after, it had its novelty, and I was like, oh my god, this is the greatest game ever. That shortly wore off, but with this one, I think it'd be a lot of fun to play. This would be a good game for kind of a game night within our group of friends, because it's 5 players, and that's the entirety of all people that can be playing at one time. So it's pretty. I think we could group up 5 people to play it pretty easily.
Well,
Yeah,
if you imagine with
Titan.
Titanfall, we were sometimes
God.
trying to max out our 6-man group, like we
Yeah.
couldn't even hit it. But imagine like a night where like 5 people are like, "Who's on for Evolved Night?" and then we just rotate monster,
Mm-hmm.
have a different experience every time. I think that'd be sweet. Chris,
Mm.
thoughts on the game?
I mean, it sounds pretty cool. I hadn't heard about it before. I didn't watch the thing today, but it sounds kind of innovative in the sense that I haven't played anything like that before. I don't know if you guys have played something similar.
Probably the closest thing is Left 4 Dead, to be honest.
And I played like a teensy bit of that when you had it way back in the day, but like I think that sounds like pretty awesome actually. The way it kind of tips the balance partway through.
And there is sort of a narrative to the game as well, where the hunter becomes the hunted, and the hunters, and the hunted becomes the hunter.
Did they say kind of what the average length of a match would be at all?
I think they said it's like about like a 20-minute game.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Okay.
So, and it could be even shorter if, the monster is really playing poorly or the hunters are playing really, really well. But
Yeah.
even then, it's sort of, you have these mind games because there's like a whole tracking system to the game where like the hunter will make like audio cue, or the monster will make audio cues, like they'll move into a bush and birds will fly. And if they'll flap their wings and everything, and so if they're attentive, the players can take these audio cues like rumbling in the brushes and stuff like that. I think it's a really cool idea, and they can actually like track footprints too. So the way that the monster would dodge that, if they can get more speed going on land trying to get away, but if they want, he can be tracked, so they would need to climb up trees and jump from tree to tree to get them to lose their footprints. But it's slower, obviously. Yeah. Adam, thoughts?
I will probably be passing on it, but I'll not deny that. It sounds like a really fun experience. I'm worried about how long you can play a game like that before it gets old.
Yeah.
I played Natural
It's
Selection
definitely one
for
of
a
the-
while.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those things where it's probably going to be, like, let's jump in and play Evolve, and then we'll come back to it next week, probably. But I think that also there will be new sort of, because you will have all these sort of like moves available to you, and then there's all these different ways of interacting with the environment, with your teammates, and then with the monster itself. I think that a lot of people will sort of like be discovering different strategies every time they play it. Like, oh, what if we did this, or what if we tracked him? Right, exactly. Yeah, well, yeah, not exactly apples to apples, but we're pretty. Yeah. But yeah, just sort of the idea of like, delving into a game and finding new strategies is pretty exciting. So another really big announcement, and not just on Microsoft's side, but the new Assassin's Creed, titled Unity. The one thing that I think would have been, would have gotten a lot of people back into the game is co-op Assassin's Creed.
Oh, is it really co-op?
Yeah, it's
Four-player co-op.
Four-player.
Interesting.
I don't see how it's gonna work as well into like the campaign. So no, not too interested.
That's a good point. Well, I think it'll need to be, maybe it's this sort of thing where you can do these missions, and maybe they're I think ideally they'd want them procedurally generated. We're gonna be like, all right, guys, time to kill this guy for bounty,
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I think in Ubisoft, in their presentation, they had like the actual single player, and as you walked around, you saw like a mission pop up, and it said 4 players. So maybe, and then once, I guess you
so
select
it would matchmake
it would
as
match
soon as you hit that mission, and that'd be a really good opportunity for a lot of other Ezio's or whatever to troll. I don't even have they announced what like sort of it's they haven't really announced much except that it's 4-player Assassin's Creed, and that's honestly all the consumer needs to know at this point. And then another big one from Microsoft that has a lot of people excited: Sunset Overdrive. Has anyone heard of this game?
I've heard of it a few times. I just have no idea what it's about.
God, I feel like I
This
saw a trailer like a year ago.
Really intriguing to me. A lot of people are excited just because it's really stupid fun. It's it's really multiplayer, but it's basically like Jet Set Radio. You guys remember that game? It's like Jet Set Radio meets like sort of a Dead Rising thing, but it's way more like comic-y and like just like retarded fun, just like get crazy guns and just blow up a bunch of things. And as you can see, like they sort of have like the comic book like what's it called, onomatopoeia when like you'll make
It's
a
like
boom.
Snick's pow.
Yeah, it's like you'll make a boom. You fire this like mini nuclear gun into a bunch of things, and like the nuclear explosion says boom as it comes up. Like the flame makes boom in the air. But it looks like just like a lot of stupid fun and sort of like I don't know, like sort of like I guess that like Ratchet and Clank style
Looks
meets
like Serious Sam to me.
Yeah, it does have the Serious Sam look to it. But you're fighting these zombies and
No, Team Fortress on steroids there.
kind of it does have that thing, except it's third person. And the one thing too is like I think it really will have for people like me that basically play Dead Rising for like little moments just to like kill 500 things and get a kill streak. Like I think that'll like tickle those people's fancy, where they like it's just like it's probably about high scores, or it's like Burnout Crash, where you're just like you remember that where like you would have the crash mode in Burnout and just like go for high scores, and except that you're doing third person skating on rails and shooting things. Like it looks like really stupid flashy fun, and I know a lot of people are excited about it. What do you guys think about the game? Yes or no?
I got a no on Assassin's Creed and this one just because I'm kind of like done with the childish sort of. I can do quirky, but I'm kind of done with like childish kind of. This one doesn't look so much potty humor, but it just looks kind of not my.
I think it's all about the mechanics.
Yeah, I know, but
if the mechanics are right and the theme fits, tentatively, I'm a yes on this.
Okay.
Adam, what do you think?
I'll just pass. I don't know where I'll fit that into my time.
Not on your radar, Chris.
Yeah, the same. I'm with Adam here. It's not really something that's on my radar either.
It's an Xbox exclusive, so I mean, at least the exclusives, since they're so few and far between, at least I think they should be noticed. At least, even whether they're good or bad or unappealing or.
Well, the thing I think that I'm seeing also is that this is going to be in the fall when the next expansion pack's coming out for World of Warcraft, so
and
it's going to be a lot of competition for time.
And Destiny.
Fall. And oh my God, first world gaming.
I'm waiting for the moment when Miles actually ends up playing more Destiny than Warlords of Draenor. I think it might happen. Either that or I'll just outlevel you.
We still got to decide what console we're all playing on.
It's true.
It's got to be the PlayStation.
That's
After
what I
that
think.
press conference, it's got to be.
And it's so hard for me to give up my Xbox controller on a Bungie game. It's like it would feel like I don't know. It'd feel really weird.
Lightsabers in Star Trek, right? Am I right?
I know what you're saying. Beef in the coq au vin. That's a chef joke for all you out there.
Didn't get it.
Anyways, Dead Rising 3 DLC. It's just like the most wacky thing. It's like a Street Fighter.
I love the title
Dead
name.
Rising 3, and the title name is Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha.
It's so awesome because that's exactly what they do with Street Fighter
Yeah,
games.
exactly.
Oh, man, it's so perfect.
That's great. It's very tongue in cheek. Yeah.
On their own like stuff.
Yeah.
That's part.
I don't know. You know what? For me, does anyone give a shit about Capcom anymore?
No.
Like they still like there's
those
Street.
people that made Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put out this. I don't know. The last original content they put out was Lost Planet, I think.
Mm.
Does that sound right?
Perhaps. And I almost bought. I was pretty interested in that game, and then just kind of. I think it was Xbox only, wasn't it? Maybe that's why I didn't get it.
I think it might have been, but then Lost Planet 2 and 3 were across the board. Yeah. I don't know. It's basically you can play like you're fighting zombie Street Fighter people. You are playing as zombie Street Fighter people. I don't know. Like maybe it has its niche, but like it's one of those things that like probably all of E3 is like, yeah, that's so rad. It's like Street Fighter zombies in Dead Rising, and then when the game comes out, like nobody's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna happen. We're gonna skip Dance Central and Disney Fantasia because Kinect is garbage. Unless anyone wants to disagree with me on that. Okay.
Somebody's gonna get it.
Yeah. I feel like it just needed to be said. It needed to be put out there on the internet. So I think everyone on the internet likes Kinect, and I feel like I'm riding against the wave. No, never mind. One that really piqued my interest. I don't give a crap about the Fable franchise. So awful. Did you have something to say, Miles?
No, I'm waiting for you to get it. I'm like,
okay.
Drum roll.
I don't give a crap about Fable, but this video, do we have it, Alex?
We do.
A video of Fable Legends. It's 4-player co-op, and then one person. It looks like they can do it on either a tablet or on console. They play as the villain. And so basically what's happening is in almost like a gauntlet kind of way, third person, you're running through this little like maze or like, like almost like a cornfield kind of thing. Or like a corn maze, you got to check your corners and everything like that. And then so one person plays as the villain, and this person's playing from a top-down isometric, as we see here in the video, and they're spawning monsters with their currency to try and ruin the day for the 4 players. And traps, yeah. So they're trying to make it more difficult. So essentially, the villain is acting as the dungeon master, and like spawning in mobs, like. I think it's a really cool idea, and it looks like a hell of a lot of fun.
Looks like it needs to be played on PC, if that's an option.
Yeah, I think that's well, but if we can have sort of like a thing where, there are like for example, like I guess the best thing would to recognize would be like if it was anything like the Halo RTS. What was that called, Miles? The
Halo Wars?
Halo Wars,
yeah,
right? Halo Wars. So if there's anything like that, that game was actually really smooth to like bring up queues on and everything like that. Like, spawn soldiers and everything, and work on your currency, and then also drag and click like where you'd like armies to go. If it's anything like that, it should be pretty good. But if it's isometric, yeah, it just looks like it should be on a PC.
Leave this one on for one moment.
Anyways, what do you guys think about Fable Legends? Yes or no? Interests you or no? The concept.
First I heard of it. Looks pretty interesting.
It depends. If it could you play the 4-player co-op locally?
Yeah.
Well, then the only way that would work is if the villain was using the tablet.
Yeah.
But then again, we all have seen how good the Wii U is at what it does.
It's
fun. It's fun, but what I'm saying is that I think that as much as I love local multiplayer, I don't really see it being like the big draw. You need to be able to do both.
My friend haven't played Candy. Oh wait, what's it called? Sweet Days. It's a Nintendo.
Candy.
It's a Nintendo Land. Yeah, Candy.
Candy.
Oh my god.
Grab the candies!
It was just ridiculous. Oh, maybe he did. Did we play that when you were here, Sean?
Yeah, I played the Mario
Yeah,
games.
he played it.
No, the one on the Wii U with everyone. Did we?
Yeah.
Nintendo Land?
What was it? It was on Nintendo Land, right?
Yeah.
Quick question, Shanzi, do you own or know someone who owns Descent?
I do, and I own it, and that's why I mentioned.
I highly recommend all Gamer Den Cubs or whatever, the Wolf Pack, to play that game.
It's Descent Journeys into the Dark. It's a board game made by Fantasy Flight here in Roseville, Minnesota. And Adam got his first taste of it, and basically what it is it's just high fantasy tactics game where you're rolling dice and you're slowly sort of like gaining experience and moves and weapons and armor over the course of a campaign, or you can play just a short session. But it's basically it's basically you would say it's a tactics game, right, Adam?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, it plays like D&D 4th edition, that the tactics part of it, the combat part, but without the role playing. It's more of a board game tactics thing. It's
Sorry
very
for the
good,
tangent.
very good game,
Yeah.
and they actually have expansions coming out that thing like whoa right now. So you can get your longevity with your work colleagues there from that game. I'm gonna let's see, Fable Legends. Yeah, okay. So we were talking about the Wii. I think this game would be perfect for the Wii. Unfortunately, the concept got pitched through Lionhead Studios and went to Microsoft. You know what? It just seems like my cup of tea. And I feel like other friends I know would like it a lot too, which is why it piqued my interest. And as I said, like Fable doesn't get me excited.
No.
The mechanics look really, really fun. So, Project Spark, I don't even it's not even a blip on my radar. I guess it's like a Minecraft sort of creating a world kind of thing. And then they showed Conquer at the end of the trailer, and it's
did they really?
yeah,
But it was like a.
it was such a throwaway thing. Like it's like Conquer's in our game. Well, cool. I cared about that 10 years ago. I don't know. Like what?
Thanks for the information.
Yeah, I mean, Rare. If you want to do something, and I'm talking to you out there, just do more Perfect Dark. And do it good this time. Not Xbox 360 launch.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was a bad game.
Bad.
Ori and the Blind Forest, I saw you pulled something up on this, Alex. I actually was watching the Xbox conference at work, so I was waiting tables while it was on the TV. So I don't know much about this Ori and the Blind Forest. It's like an indie game kind of thing.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that art.
Who is this made by,
Really
Alex?
nice. It's the people that just I don't know. I think they did. No, I don't know. I'm not sure.
It looks,
It might be the people who did Child of Light. But
Oh, really? Okay.
don't put my-
Well, they've been busy then. If they did Child of Light, that's a game I need to finish as well. It looks Child of Light kind of like... Is that Stitch there from Lilo and Stitch? Yeah, Disney cameo.
It's No Face from Spirited Away.
Oh. Oh, you know what? I haven't seen that. It's one of the animes, right?
Yeah, it's.
It's
You know what? That's Ori and the Blind Forest. I don't know anything about it, but I know that if that went on sale, I would buy it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a sucker for those freaking like nice art styles and like fun little adventuring mechanics. I don't know. How do you guys feel about those kind of games?
I
in
buy
general?
them straight away.
Like
That's
this.
why I'm on
This looks
WorldStar.
pretty good.
Yeah. Adam, how about you? You get a fair amount of those nice looking games on the PlayStation.
Well, yeah.
Are you a sucker for those?
Well, PlayStation they're like freaking whoring out the indie games, or at least today they were whoring out the indie games.
Yeah.
They had one of our.
But are you a customer though?
He's got
Yeah. I think
Flower.
when the price is right, obviously, I think I got Flower, and I think I actually got that one for free from a friend.
Journey.
But
Like Journey.
You like Journey?
I didn't even play Journey. But
Man, I want to play that.
no, I would love to play some more experiences like that. And I'm glad PlayStation is so supportive with the indie games. I wish they wouldn't push it so hard and go, oh, look at us. But they're just trying to compete with what the 360 was doing years ago with the arcade, which is or Xbox Live or whatever, and providing all these small, affordable experiences. So I see
A
why.
lot of great indie games. I think that PlayStation's doing a really good job, and that really excites me. I enjoyed Flower. Did you guys ever play a game called Little Big Princess on the PS3?
No.
Oh my god.
You
That
saying
game.
Black Princess?
Little Big Princess. She's a small princess that you actually you work as a team in almost like a MOBA-like setting to kill the other knights of the other princess, steal cake, and bring it back to feed your princess.
No, that's Fat Princess.
No, that's Fat
Oh, Fat Princess. That's okay. Yeah. Well, I was just trying to be PC. That's all. I was. I had to get the politically correct thing. No, you can't offend. You can't offend the morbidly obese.
Princess.
No, that was a really fun game. I got that one just because of the art style again, and then it was.
The game was really fun though. You had different classes you could play. You could build there were the people that would build up the defenses or the base, and then there were the attackers and the range ones. That's what indie games are capable of. I really like the indie games that are multiplayer, like Castle Crashers, Magicka, even though Miles won't play that with me.
Did you see Magicka 2?
I saw Magicka 2. It's a really funny video.
That is a good trick.
Yeah, so that'll be coming out. But yeah, just games like that where you can have interaction with each other that it doesn't break the bank to have these experiences with your friends, but they're very memorable. Okay, so
sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
What was that game? And you played as little knights, and it was a 2D scroller.
Castle Crashers?
Castle Crashers. That was a great game.
Mentioned
Okay,
it. Yeah.
what is with everyone not listening to each other?
Oh, did you guys see? Who said Castle Crashers?
I did.
Well, I had interruption in my room, and I had to turn away for a second.
That's all right.
Yeah. So sorry.
Yeah, Castle Crashers really good. Okay, so let's try and we'll try and get through Microsoft just so we're not here all night. So Halo Master Chief Collection, kind of a big deal. Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4 all on. No. Is that right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's the Master Chief story. Halo 2 during it will get the HD remake, and then they'll release Halo 3 and 4 along with achievements and multiplayer. There's 100 multiplayer maps on these discs for Halo because it has
all for the price of one game.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. But I mean, Halo's got enough of my money. They slap it all on something, and then they get another $60. Even though I still have all the Halo games. So, anyways, that's a big deal. I don't know, you guys, Halo fans, but run down the line.
I have barely played Halo, and I would check that out if I had an Xbox One. And if I get an Xbox One, I will play through all of those. That's.
Yeah, you should. Or you could just take my Xbox 360 and you could play all the Halo games because I have them all still. Yeah. I still have
too many disc changes.
Yeah, exactly. Adam, you about some Halo as a PlayStation guy?
Yeah, I like kicking Miles' ass and then him making excuses later.
That never happened.
Neither did your carpal tunnel. Alex,
I don't get it.
You like you some Halo?
Yeah, I would play the Halo collections.
All right, cool. Moving on, yeah, we got a bunch of indie games coming, yada, yada, yada. Play them when they come out. Rise of the Tomb Raider announced.
Yes.
Which I thought was, somebody made a really good point on a stream. It's we don't call Lara Croft the Tomb Raider, but she is. I thought that this sort of presentation for the video too was that after the first events of Tomb Raider, she's in therapy now. I mean, because it was so quote unquote traumatic.
She's in therapy now because of what's going to happen in the game.
That's a really good point. I saw it kind of as the first one, but I don't know. Yeah.
Watching her get impaled on. I was watching Kevin play, and she's getting impaled on this river 10 times.
That's traumatizing enough. Yeah. She's traumatized. I'm traumatized. Yeah. So more Tomb Raider across the board. A good thing. Yeah. Yay or nay?
I'm all in.
Yay.
Sure.
Witcher 3.
Nope.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Witcher 3. Yes. Everyone want?
Yeah.
I refuse to buy it until I have Witcher 2. Refuse to buy it until I play it.
The article on that made that game just seem like Skyrim times 1,000. So I feel like I would like it.
The videos on that game, are mind blowing. That was the first thing I saw this morning when we turned on the TV at work to Spike, and I was like, oh my god, next gen? are you seeing this? And like the people like next to me aren't gamers. Like, are you seeing that? It's a video game, bro. Look at the graphic fidelity. Sean, get back to work.
They ask you to pay them for their tip. They're like, you know,
like I'm pouring the water and not looking, and it's like the overflowing kind of thing. Like, okay, I think so they announced a new Crackdown at Xbox 2. Did you guys play Crackdown?
yes.
Man, Crackdown.
One was on Xbox original, right?
No, Xbox 360, and then they did the second one on Xbox 360 as well.
I kind of just blame Crackdown for like blast shards or the concept of blast shards in general, and I don't know.
Yeah, that was the game that hooked me on finding completely irrelevant little trinkets throughout the world.
Well, but the best thing is you would go around, like, for example, you had 5 stats in this free roaming game, right? And you essentially became a super soldier. It's like a Grand Theft Auto, but more like you're going around killing bad guys, and then you become a super soldier as you collect these items. In the first game, and it has this like cell shading too. It always has. The first game, you would like go, for example, like you would get, if you went around meleeing people, it would drop melee buffs, and then that melee would increase your melee stat, right? And then you also would have like ranged shooting too. If you shot people, you would get like these little range like tokens that like increase your stats.
Mechanic that was in Fable, right? Whatever like attack style you
Yeah, except that it dropped as like loot kind of, right? Rather than it just like it's happening in the background. You would actually like need to pick up the loot before it disappeared, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the most fun thing about Crackdown, for me at least, and it like it ended pretty quickly, but it was the movement and jumping boost.
Something, yeah.
You would actually get your boost by traversing the environment and finding these little tokens that were laid around the map. So it's like a one big collection quest, but as you're collecting, you're getting better and better about moving faster and jumping higher. It's just really, really cool. I think it'll be one to keep your eye on, but right now I'm like, there's too many things on my radar. But they have my attention. Yeah.
At least it's not a hard no.
Right. At first you had my curiosity.
And then my body.
5 no's and a yes means yes.
Yeah. I say yes. If it was yes or no, yes, I'd buy it. You guys? No. No.
It just depends. I'm leaning towards no.
He's on the fence on this one.
I swear to God, Adam.
I had enough good memories with the old Crackdowns that I could trust them one more time. Now, to wrap up the Xbox presser, let's talk about The Division. Because, oh my God. If there's one thing that this game has, is there's probably no division about our thoughts on it.
So cool.
So essentially what it is, the concept, it's in the Tom Clancy universe, and there's sort of this post-apocalyptic thing going on. You can group up as players, and there is XP leveling like an MMO. It's a third-person shooter. You're going around getting gear. It's kind of like, it has that like, it kind of has like that armor, like that
like
Rust.
Borderlands, sort of.
Yeah, it's like Borderlands meets Rust meets, because if you die, the other players take all your stuff.
Huh.
Right? Or unless you go to your headquarters and you can like put your stuff in a safe bank, right? But you're out there getting XP, doing missions, taking down some bad guys. But then actually at the end of, I think it's this video, they're fighting all these NPCs because they found this sort of like mission on this open world map. But then at the end of it, they run into another player group and it switches from PvE to PvP.
No.
The game looks like this. The graphics It's, you know, obviously this YouTube through a stream through Chrome, like it doesn't do it justice. But I would highly recommend everyone look at The Division, look at the gameplay. There's a whole it's MMO because like almost because there's a leveling aspect to it where everyone can get different skills and sort of fill different roles. And also in the in the PvE part of the video, a guy comes in, he like came into a Wi-Fi spot on his tablet, saw his friends were playing, flew a drone in to give them a buff and target like characters that were hiding, and then said, "All right, I gotta go." And
That's right. But in the E3 presentation, he did that, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so it's kind of like when Battlefield, and they're like, "Oh, look, you can be commander mode through your iPad," and like, who's really?
maybe it
that?
won't happen that often, or maybe like
Yeah.
somebody gets designated as the drone buffer, or maybe somebody's using their drone on their iPad while they're playing at their
That's-
PC or their
that's
computer, right?
most likely scenario.
most likely.
So,
I don't know. What do you guys think about The Division? Let's talk about it a little bit because, I mean, this game has me really excited, and it's been in development for a long time.
Is it?
thanks. Splinter Cell games look amazing always.
Yeah. I remember. Did the first Splinter Cell did that one come out on the original Xbox?
Yes. Yep. Splinter Cell.
And I
Yeah.
remember the shadowing was like, oh my god.
Well,
But,
especially since you had the shadow meter tied to your character, right?
Yeah.
It was just, oof, that was awesome. I would say I would give this one a pass. I will give this one a provisional pass for me.
Alex is like, yes.
Yes,
No?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go on to the next person. I'm gonna pull up the last year's video and
Oh man.
you'll get to see the epic door.
I think Miles. I don't know. Maybe it isn't your thing. Maybe there's a lot going on your radar. But this game, you watch some videos for it and get an idea of like what the gaming experience would be like, and you'd be like, man, I'm in on that. Like, I think I know your gaming style well enough. I think you'd like it.
If it would be from that video, it looks immersive enough to where that'd be a game where I'd be like, it's just so. You just turn your headphones up and you're talking over chat on Skype and it's like super intense. That would get me engaged. But if it's just another shooter, it's just another shooter, you know?
No, but here's the thing: is The Division is not just another shooter. What we're coming up here on the video here is this segment where they have this PvP. Now, when you watch this, the E3 from last year, their reveal, these three players are actually just like they're players, and their characters aren't saying anything because they're like avatars, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're chatting about like how to get from point A to point B, and then they're like, oh, you know, like we just got a police call from this police station, right? And they're like, well, let's get over there, and so they all go over there, and they're chatting like, you know, like it's obviously kind of scripted, you know,
Right.
but they're talking to each other like you would be. So they come in and they need to sort of like assault this police station that NPCs have taken over. And the drone comes in here. This one guy right at the on top of that police car, he's able to set up like a little minigun turret and then run away from it. And here comes the drone and gives them all like a damage boost. The video's not really coming through.
Is there a medic
Sorry.
role in all this?
There is. Yep. And then this guy, what that guy does is he actually, like one of his abilities is he has like a rolling ball that he acquired, and the ball rolls over behind enemy lines and blows up. Like it's like an item that you can pick up as loot. So yeah, there's a healing part. The girl in the video. So you're looking at right now on the screen is sort of like the stat tree that you. It's gone now, but the stat tree that you can go through and select and level up different roles. And the girl in this is the healer, and yeah.
Now, I've
She's
always
able to
loved games that have HUDs like this. Like Dead Space is one of the first that comes to mind. When it's an active HUD,
So
that
Right.
kind of
watch
thing
him
just.
close the door on this. This is so much the detail that they have to make him close the door is
Yeah.
crazy.
So he's getting shot up on one side. Like the game looks
So he
incredible even in this video.
They put up a
He's
turret
getting
on that car.
Yep. He's getting shot up on one side. Then he'll move to the other side and shut the door to get by it. Like that's all. Like it's not scripted. It's just within the environment.
Yeah, it looks pretty demo.
And then that one right there too. There was a guy hiding behind the car. His head wasn't poking out, so he shot the wheel, and the car dropped enough so he could try and get the headshot on him. It's just the environment. So like, imagine like how Rainbow Six kind of felt, the newer ones, you know.
Yeah.
And as far as the way you would interact as a third-person shooter in the environment, and then it's an open world too, where there's loot, and there's skill trees.
There's
PvP, and there's the rolling ball that he throws behind there to knock that guy out. And then what's crazy about this too is this felt like very like almost like adventurous. Like I don't know, it might not always happen, but they get into the police station, save these villains these NPCs had locked up these police officers in their own cells, and they said, "No, it's cool. Thanks for saving us. You can go to the vault, and the vault number is like 2153, right?" And he said it over audio. So if you didn't listen to that, if you didn't listen to what this cop says, then you wouldn't know that there's an armory room in the back, and you have the code for it, right? So you can go in and get, and this player gets a gun, like just like a lot of these little touches and what they might mean to the world that you're playing in. It blows me away. Like he goes up here and he can grab a water bottle for sustenance, you know, like you think about like Rust, how you need to get food to continue on, you know. And also he steps up to the map here and he ends up the map actually marks his map with key locations by just looking at it on the wall.
The
just
graphics
crazy.
are pretty goddamn ridiculous.
Yeah. It's and it does feel like it looks like a Splinter Cell game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
kind of.
But it's open world. It's just yeah, exactly, right?
I don't know. I'll have to see how it shakes out, but I mean, we'll see. Is there any story, or is it completely?
I think maybe there is an overarching narrative, but if there wasn't a story, I almost would like that better because
that's exactly right.
Because then you're just playing in a world like there probably isn't a story. There's probably an overarching story where like this is why we're trying to survive in this world, and there was this bad apocalypse, you know, but then after that you're probably just trying to be the most elite people in New York, you know, like so this is when they drop into PvP. They're like, "Wow, look at Manhattan. We'll need to go over that bridge sometime. Yeah, we better get back to here." And then all of a sudden there's gunshots, like, or they fire tear gas. Like, oh shit, it's other players. Like, gear up, and then that's it. Like, it just fades out. Crazy.
Keep up with these people. Like,
Well, you can. I'm sure it's through a friends list that you can probably meet people or play with your friends. And then I'm assuming there's maybe a little aspect of fast travel to get around the map to meet up with your friends.
So this is Xbox exclusive, or
No, it's across the board. I'm pretty sure it's PC, PS4, but then you know how like Xbox and PlayStation will get the rights to announce the game, you know?
Yeah.
And then they're like, and we're really excited about this game, but we're not telling you that it's on the PC.
Yeah.
Or the Xbox.
And like
Sly
PS4 or Sony said a lot today, launching exclusively on PlayStation or whatever, but really what they meant was like we get it a week before.
Oh, they said launching first.
Yeah,
launching first on it.
or whatever.
And that means that they got the beta for Destiny.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I think there's a little bit of like sort of like dodging, like, but it's so funny, like, because they want to say it for the uneducated masses.
Yeah.
But all the people in the audience that are there, like press journalists, are like, "Okay, we get the shtick," you know, like, cool story, bro. And actually, Destiny, Miles, you missed it, but Destiny on PS4, everyone needs to go to www.greatnessawaits.com/Destiny to sign up for the alpha that's happening for 3 days on Thursday.
For the PlayStation 4.
Only for the PlayStation 4 this time. So, anyways, games. I thought that Microsoft's performance. Their presser was really, really solid. They just went from game to game to game to game. They didn't faff about. They didn't like say like, no, we're planning on this. Like, it was almost a reversal between the two companies from a year ago.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's like Xbox is like, oh shit, we fucked up. Let's just talk about games. and then PlayStation was like, okay, we got a nice breadth here. Let's talk about a few of our other initiatives. And everyone's like, no, talk about games.
Yeah, like Microsoft, they didn't talk about them dropping the Kinect from the Xbox One or anything.
No, they're just like, yo, man, like, we don't even need to say we screwed up. You know we screwed up.
Know that
Now we're just going to try and get some cool games out for you guys. Okay, so maybe we'll spend a shorter amount of time on EA and Ubisoft, if that's all right with you guys.
Sure.
Yes. We need to stick with the lightning round format.
All right. Okay, yeah, we should do it. Okay, let's do it.
I was really satisfied with Shanzi's overview as because he's seen that trailer of the Clancy game and telling us what we were about to see. I felt like I was watching a G4 right there.
I know, right?
Oh, good. Well, maybe what we'll do is maybe like mid this week or something. Maybe we can look at a few trailers and do sort of the same thing for our listeners. So as far as E3 goes, let's talk. I'm sorry, EA. EA's E3. And we know that Steam never goes to E3 because they can't say the number 3.
Hey, tease it, squeeze it. What?
Okay, EA. Star Wars Battlefront. Oh my God, it's
Not
a big
much,
yes.
but
Big yes. No, just the graphics look amazing. If it's anything like the gameplay from old Star Wars Battlefront, sign me up.
yeah,
That's
I like how they had to go out on location to get the feel of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Anyways, everyone look up, if you're a Star Wars fan, look up Star Wars Battlefront announcement trailer and everything. Everyone's wanted this from DICE. It's really, really exciting that it's happening. And it's, it's probably not coming out anytime soon, but that it's in the works and it's being done by DICE is really good. Dragon Age Inquisition. Let's talk about that. Anyone play Dragon Age?
Nope.
It's probably a good bet that Miles and I own it on Steam.
Backlog.
I do own Dragon Age on Steam.
I've owned both. Just not. I don't know. Nothing memorable. It reminds me very much of Neverwinter Nights.
Yeah, it has a very classic high fantasy art style.
Yes, and just gameplay even. It's like a really tactical RPG. And
Yeah.
then the second one, they kind of dumbed it down, and it was really just
I'm
like an easier version of the game.
I'll say this about the game this time around: it looks effing beautiful. It's like EA's doing some really good stuff with the graphics engine. But if you're a graphics whore, great. I'll eventually get to it, maybe. Mass Effect 4.
Yes, all in.
Yes.
It's kind of
Yes.
weird they didn't say Mass Effect 4. They just said we have another Mass Effect.
New Mass
game,
Effect.
but
Well,
not quite. Well, yeah. They should have just said it was another Mass Effect 4. They should have just said that.
Is that a yes from everyone?
yes.
Yes.
Chris, have you played a Mass Effect?
No, but I've
Oh my
seen
God.
him played.
You just need to take my 360 and
And
be more awesome.
Playing a gaming
More
experience from like 2008 through the present, like now.
Yes. No, these are things that you need to be involved in. Sims 4, no one gives a shit.
No, hold on. No one gives the hot shit.
EA
Get a
Sports.
journal, EA.
EA Sports.
UFC, yes.
UFC. Okay, Alex. Do you want to be Bruce Lee, or do you just want to be Bruce Lee?
I just want to be Bruce Lee, that's all.
Criterion game. Okay. So the Criterion's the people behind some of the Need for Speed and Burnout.
I think
And,
it's a Burnout game. I don't think.
I don't think it's going to be a Burnout game. They were showing basically it's kind of like this open world vehicle navigation system where you're on four-wheelers, you're on helicopters, planes, motorcycles, and you can transition from one to the other. You can jump off a helicopter and land on somebody's bike, and just it just looks like crazy fun.
Or on a four-wheeler, and then jump off the four-wheeler onto a wingsuit or a parachute.
Yeah, and then parachute, man, bonkers. Just sign me up. Anyone else?
Just sign me up.
Sign me up. I want in. I want to live that. It's like Mirror's Edge, but with motors.
Speaking of which.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Mirror's Edge 2.
Yes.
It's happening. It's a yes for me.
Ambivalent.
Notice all the notice everything with Asians. Alex really likes. No?
And
Okay.
should I not?
No, I'm just saying. It's a weird coincidence. No, I'm just kidding. No, the Bruce Lee and then Mirror's Edge. No, but yeah, I'm on board with Mirror's Edge.
Adam
Oh
is
yeah,
new.
I stepped away at the wrong freaking time. I'm a huge Mirror's Edge fan, and I will be buying the second game.
Mirror's Edge 2. And then, yeah, Mirror's Edge, solid stuff.
At
Also,
launch, yes, no.
What? At launch?
At launch?
I'll be buying it.
I would hope no, but probably yes. I would like to wait for a Steam sale, but I'll probably be getting it because of the hype train. I already have my ticket on all hype trains. Also, Battlefield Hardline leaked last week.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Adam's saying no already.
What a Boresville-looking game.
No.
Oh, man, it looks so fun.
No.
Battlefield
I have to
Hardline.
disagree.
Basically, what it is it's
Cops
dice
versus
is
troops.
it's cops versus robbers in Battlefield.
Yep.
I mean, it's actually
And it's-
in beta right now.
Yeah.
Like, so you can go and play it through
36
the
players.
Battlefield 4 engine.
Hmm.
So my one thing is that I want this game to be like Payday.
But better.
Like in that it's scripted, but I have a feeling that it will devolve into every other Battlefield. Like it'll just be like shit's going crazy everywhere. Like you just try and kill as many people. Like I hope that they make sort of the storyline of, you know, like we need to get the cash bag from this point to this point after the heist. Like, I hope that is more important than just, like, camping a spot and killing people.
Is this game just multiplayer, or there's a campaign in there?
There actually is a campaign involved, yeah. And you actually, it's an episodic campaign. So it plays out like sort of a cops and robbers TV show.
Right.
But then multiplayer is what everyone cares about anyway, too. I mean, I have a feeling that, you know, they're going to be very different from each other, but I do like the idea of, like, you know, like, oh shit, like, you know, like, I'm on foot, you know, I, like, blew up my car. Like, come pick me up, and you, like, hop on the back of a motorcycle and then go into the subways, like in Batman, you know, like, go underneath, like, get away from the helicopters in Batman Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, that would be pretty exciting. Like, I like me some Battlefield. I feel like if there is an integrated narrative into the game, like games like Left 4 Dead and stuff like that, like, yeah, I'd be in for it.
I
But
think also since they're working with Visceral Games, who did
Right.
Dead, they could do a story for multiplayer
forgot about that.
campaign. Or,
Don't get me-
and it'd be good.
Don't get me wrong. It looks like what I wish like Grand Theft Auto Online would be.
Yeah.
But when I think of Battlefield, I think of freaking tanks. You know,
Right.
I want to like my memorable moments in Battlefield are always like sneaking up on a tank and placing
Right.
C4 and then running and then sniping. You know, those are the moments I like. I don't know. You know, I'm watching this trailer and going, "Wow, there are some pretty neat moments going on." But I would have died.
But how many of those are going to happen by now?
Yeah.
Right.
We got that set up.
I do. Yeah, I think it has potential. The thing that I like, and I've always liked this about these events, is like the shit that's like, this is E3, this game is playable today, and
Yeah.
like, and just knocking the pants off everyone. You know, like this one would be like, sign up for the beta today. Invites are going out this week. You know, like that kind of shit's like very exciting.
Yeah.
And didn't they do like? Wasn't there like a console launch where like at an E3 or something, they were like, "This game's available today. It's in stores today." I feel like there's
That was
It was last year.
no, a console launched.
console launch. It was
I
like
think it was Sega something.
it was like Dreamcast, wasn't it?
I don't
was
think I think it was the one before Dreamcast. Genesis maybe.
Man, that was
Way
crazy.
Way
Like
long ago.
It would have been a long time ago.
Sega Genesis.
But I mean, they could have got away with that in the past. You know, you can't get away with that now.
Yeah.
This guy's got to have a nuke by now, don't you think?
Right? Yeah. No, where are my perks at?
Oh, this
Anyways.
part, the guy, he's like, "Don't tase me, bro."
Don't tase me, bro. And he's like,
I remember.
don't tase him, bro. But it is actually cool because as cops, you get like more points for like tasing someone and then arresting them and like cuffing them. And then I think that they're actually, if you cuff them, like they because it's harder to do, it's like a longer respawn for the robbers.
Okay.
So like it's just a crazy way to troll. Like.
And it's
And
less
plus, like-
paperwork for the policeman, right?
Right, yeah, exactly. No, but think about this spot where they're like specifically trying to get to a spot indoors in one building, right? And now all of a sudden, like the helicopters and the police cars are like
Convergent.
they're obsolete, right?
Yeah.
And
So,
then like
yeah.
it becomes like an indoor thing, and then they're like, oh shit, let's transfer, and they go down the zip line, you know, to another building. It's just bonkers. But anyways, I did like how they're like, yeah, we have it playable, and then Dice and EA had this whole thing set up on the rooftop of this town in LA, or on the rooftop of this building in LA, and they had all the stands set up with people playing it and then streaming it. Like that's cool. It's a smart release. So okay, moving on since
Lightning round.
we should move on. Let's see. Ubisoft. We'll just fly through these. Far Cry 4.
Yes.
Yes.
I knew Adam was a big fan. I never
Yeah.
finished Far Cry 3, but I'm interested. Just Dance.
No. Maybe.
I know Miles loves that game.
I like that they said that you could go from like one player to 20,000 people playing at the same time.
It's crazy. The Division we've talked about. The Crew. Racing game.
Maybe. Maybe.
I don't do racing games too often.
I mean, they
No,
got
I don't
a
either.
beta. I'll sign up for it. Or a closed beta. Sign up.
Assassin's Creed. Shape
No.
Up. What is
No.
Shape Up?
It's a
fitness game?
fitness game
It's-
for
God damn
Xbox
it.
One.
You better shape up. Boop, boop, boop.
Okay, bye. Yeah, goodbye. Get off the market, Shape Up. I don't even know that. Oh, Rainbow Six Siege, 5v5 multiplayer with heavy destruction. Like I should be more
Yeah.
specific. Like map destruction.
I thought the gameplay that they show, which I'm showing right now, was awesome.
I like Rainbow Six
graphics
Vegas.
look
I'm pretty
crazy.
excited to see a Rainbow Six game coming out.
Next gen.
And
Yeah.
this
Look pretty sweet.
Man, this reminds me of like Rainbow Six for N64. Do you remember when you were
Okay,
going
well-
into? You remember when you were going into that house in
Yeah.
the dark of night? Oh my god!
That was
That's
a
sick.
flashback, dude.
Like, and then the crazy thing about Rainbow Six is like 3/4 of your time was spent like planning the frickin' mission, because you would need to script out where you're. Oh my god, the graphics! Like this isn't even like
Unreal.
lighting. Next gen is unbelievable.
It's something else, man. I feel like textures are largely similar, but lighting and particle effects are just.
You know what I was thinking about is like how when we watch these and we're like, oh man, next gen, and then we get into the game and we don't care about the visuals at all. We're just like, it's all about like the objective, right?
Mhm.
You don't stop to look at the bullet holes. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you don't stop to look at how the light is hitting this book or this vase. Like it's just you're like freaking like, can I shoot this guy faster than he can shoot me?
I know when I watch, I
Oh, that's
appreciate
cool.
the game's graphics way more when I'm watching someone play. I remember when Modern Warfare 2 came out, and I was like, I was playing it, and then I watched my brother play, and I was like, holy cow! Like the texture on the gun looks amazing. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Was that the game that launched when you guys were in Joe West?
I don't know.
Modern Warfare 2 or 1?
2, 1, no, yeah. 2.
I think 2 was the one that launched when you were in Joe West. And then I remember watching you guys play it, and I was like, oh my god! Like there was these little like I don't know why for some reason the little bits of like paper or newspaper or whatever fluttering around. That was
They
a
were
big
playing it
deal to me.
on 720p, so it's not like it looked the best it could have looked.
All right, well, let's move on from Rainbow Six. It looks really fantastic. I do like the really tight squad-based stuff. You know, like not so much like Battlefield where it's just it's so open, like you're not even with your squad half the time. I don't like that. Battlefield's a great game, but like the really tight squad-based stuff would be really cool. Did you guys notice in that video how like one guy had the the shield, the bullet shield, and then one guy was able to peek over his shoulder like you would around a corner? That's some sick, cool stuff.
Yeah, no, I like when your actions have more gravity than Battlefield 4 or any Battlefield is just kind of like, hey, I have guns and explosives and
You're a lone wolf, even though you're playing with like 30 other
people.
Yeah, there's like no coordination.
Lightning round, Destiny, yes.
Lightning round, Sony, Destiny, all over it.
Yeah,
We actually didn't.
Get the bundle if you haven't got a PS4 yet.
Yeah, sure.
That white PS4 is pretty sweet.
yeah, I would like a white PS4. It's
White
obviously
PS4
the superior
announced.
color.
Destiny.
When is
All
release
right,
for
well,
that?
I'm going to be being my PlayStation.
The release is September 9th or 11th or something.
So there's time.
Holy mother of God!
Destiny is going to be so sick. Order 18. So we're getting into Sony's Order 1886.
All in.
Yes.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
I'll have to see. One thing I heard from the IGN guys that really made me mad, because I can't believe I hear this from actual gamers, is like they kind of compared it to Gears of War because it's the third-person shooter, and that makes me furious because it's like just like when Dante's Inferno came out and like, oh, it's a God of War clone. It's like, okay, well then every first-person shooter ever made is a clone of Wolfenstein or whatever the hell, you know, or Doom. Like you can't. It's a genre. Deal with it. So that was.
I guess
my
it's
one
more about
problem.
capturing like a feel. Like the one thing that I would say about the Order 1886 is that it's not. It wouldn't be a Gears of War clone. Because it's more. It takes place in 1886. It's
Also,
not the
there's a lot
future.
of steampunk
They're just
involved
talking
in
about.
that.
Sorry,
in the
what?
game. There's a lot of steampunk involved in the game.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying because they mechanics-wise, like being a third-person shooter and the cover mechanics and all. But I will admit, Shanzi, from the what I saw on the press conference today, is I was not impressed with the gameplay. I didn't see anything that made me go, "Holy cow, I need this game."
It looked very scripted. My impressions of it were like, man, that thing looks scary. You know, like it reminded me more of a Resident Evil game taking place in like, you know, London with steampunk kind of. You know, like that's what it felt like. I don't know. I think it'll be one to keep your eye on. You know, but this one is an exclusive for Sony. So keep your eye on it if you're a PlayStation player. Entwined looks really interesting. I think that's actually available today.
Yeah.
It's an indie game where, similar to Brothers, the game that came out on PlayStation and Steam, where you're using the analog sticks and each of them controls a different individual. This basically is running down a line similar to like what was it called? It was the predecessor to like the Rock Band era, like where it was like Audacity. Oh man, I'm gonna lose it. It's basically like it looks like a rhythm game. But basically, right? You're on a track, and then you're moving these stylized like phoenixes, almost like around this track with each of the analog sticks.
Yeah.
So each of the analog sticks controls a different piece. So it had very much like a what was that called? Eden on the Kinect? Child of Eden? Sort of had that idea in it? No? Okay.
Eden?
No. Child of Eden. It was it used the Kinect and you were using your hands to basically like navigate this like linear path, and it was like a music game. right? And then even before that, it was a game called. Yeah, we'll need to come back to it because there's basically an on rails music adventure game, but you're using an interesting mechanic to get through. Anyways, it's out right now, so you can check it out.
Made by San Jose State students.
What was that? Go ahead, go.
Sorry, made in part by San Jose State students, I heard.
That's what I was gonna say. That made by our college students.
That's pretty cool. Well, then you should definitely support them.
Yeah.
We have an Infamous. It looks like an expansion for Slight, right?
Right.
You basically play a new character.
It looks like the girl who you will meet if you play Second Son. It looks like it's a prequel.
Okay. It's an NPC.
Game.
It's like an origin story.
Yeah, she's a character you meet, and you can tell she kind of has that one of the powers, obviously.
It's called like Neon, or what do they call it?
Yeah, it's the Neon power. It's my favorite power, personally. So.
It's a specific power.
Yeah.
That she has. Okay. Also, Little Big Planet 3 was announced today.
Which the IGN guys, right in the pre-show, said would not happen. They were like, "Oh, the Media Molecule is not."
To be honest, most of the people that I was watching the Twitch commentary, unless you have people that have a reputation, have been to E3s, know how these things go, you should not hold any stock in anyone's opinion about games or critique. It's mostly there to just I don't know. It's just such a joke.
These guys have been to all the shows, and they've been to them. And this one of them was like, "This is the first one that I'm not actually at the conference. I'm commentating at this little presentation here."
Outside of it, yeah.
Can we also mention that Jack Trenton for the first time wasn't?
Yeah, was he the kind of guy from the videos,
Yes.
the Sony
Commercials.
Yeah.
we're Sony and our balls are bigger than yours. Is this the guy?
No. Jack Trenton was he's the host of all the previous E3s.
Yeah, that guy.
And now he's doing.
He's been doing commentary.
Been doing commentary for Game Trailer.
How is he?
He was pretty good. I mean, he
As a
wasn't gonna bash on Sony at all. Of course he wouldn't.
Why would he?
He gave Microsoft a B+, or he gave.
Yeah, but why would he bash Sony? What's the history there?
Well, he's fired.
He's the former CEO, right?
Well, you're saying he did all the
I thought he was the vice president of
He's the
operations
vice president
in America
of
or something.
Sony
Oh, okay.
Entertainment.
So he was a head shot for a big shot for Sony.
Yeah, he was a big shot for Sony, and he used to be the host for all the Sony.
Now he's doing commentary, huh?
Yeah, now he's doing commentary.
Huh. Who's the guy from? You remember that that spokesperson for Sony that did the commercials?
Somehow I've forgotten his name, but he was a fake character.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really clever.
Kevin Butler. No?
Kevin Butler. I think that's right. That guy was lols.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was really funny.
it was really good. Those commercials, and then it was that he had the persona it's Kevin Butler. He had it down
Yeah.
he had it down really clever marketing.
I think. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I think a Little Big Planet. I mean, I've tried to play these games. I even had it for one of them for free after they offered Little Big Planet 1 for free, and they're great games. They look like they're I think a very important addition to the mechanics is these different characters that they have here.
That was what got me kind of excited.
Yeah, and that's about it. Other than that, my creativity, as you guys can see on Minecraft, is just so limited that these type of creative games I don't get the full potential out of.
Well, here's the thing: is that with these sort of games where you can collect pieces and then make worlds, that requires a very intimate knowledge of the UI and how to do very specific things, just like in Minecraft. And most people just want to play video games to experience the adventures that somebody has already created for them.
Right.
They don't want to create as much.
Yeah, if he doesn't want to create it, they said that they're gonna have all the levels from Little Big Planet 1 and 2 on Little Big Planet 3. So you got lots of levels even.
Yeah, there's lots to choose from. User-generated content.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, like I did have fun with it. This is one game that looks way more fun local multiplayer, and I did play Little Big Planet 1. I didn't play 2, but this also looks like a game just like Minecraft that I would love to in the future to just have my kids play. You know, like
Yeah, definitely.
this is one game just like Minecraft that like it'd be like, you know what, if you want to play this or Minecraft and you're expanding your mind, you're like being creative, you're learning about geometry and how like things work, you get a little bit more game time on this game than you do on Gears of War. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it is shaping your mind in a certain way and allowing you to think outside the box. And that's not a Minecraft joke.
I was gonna say. I'm all in on this one. I will buy this at launch and probably go like hang out with Chris or Grady or whoever else wants to join us and have a go with like kind of have some bevs and play with 4
You know what I would do if I was there with you?
What?
I would do this with my Sackboy.
Oh god. I thought that was gonna go somewhere completely different. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
Yeah, you don't want to see what Miles does with his sack boy.
Yeah, right. Get my Sackboy on the table.
I think. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go down this list even further now. No Man's Sky. Oh my god.
I don't know. So confused by the concept.
The concept is basically I need to be introduced to like basically where the progression or the combat comes into play, if there is any. But basically, it just looks like a procedurally generated exploration game.
Yeah.
Where you find all these new things in space, and you find these new worlds. And the crazy thing is because it's procedurally generated, every person that plays this game starts out on an absolutely unique planet to anyone else.
Right. Or, yeah. But how much does that offer, I wonder? Like,
I mean,
all
for
I saw is
exploration
them blowing
addicts.
up asteroids.
Oh well, you should watch the video because I mean that's as far as like the most action, I guess. But there is the potential for other worlds. The reason why that, like compared to last year's announcement and then this year's announcement, we barely got anything, was because actually this studio with like a lot of promise and a really cool idea, they actually like a lot of their studio got destroyed by a flood.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And so basically, this world that we're watching right here, No Man's Sky, is
the art is
the art is off the hizzy.
Yeah.
And this is completely different than any other planet you will find in the game. The game creators were saying that because it's procedurally generated, like he just found a new species that no one had discovered before.
Yeah, let me how that works.
It's just a computer that's like long neck, crest on the head, you know, like, and then these are like different from the last one. So if you find, they said that this is the crazy thing for me, is that the universe that is going to be in the game will be. It looks like a Jedi starfighter, doesn't it? It looks more like that. But the universe is infinite. It's literally infinite in this game. Because if you go farther and farther and farther, you will find just more planets and more planets and more planets and more planets. It's just crazy. So they just took off from this planet. Like, it almost has like from planet to planet like this. Like they have this little combat encounter here, but from planet to planet like this, it almost has like this Super Mario Galaxy feel, where like the galaxy itself is rather small, right? You're moving from one planet to another planet, and it doesn't take that much time.
Right, because right after this, they're gonna hop into that.
They go into the atmosphere of this next planet, and it's like it's seamless. Yeah, I don't know what the objective is. Maybe they haven't really settled on it. They wanted to get the engine down first, but shit, man, if the objective is just to like see what's on the horizon, that's pretty freaking cool. Like,
yeah. I haven't heard anything about this, and just by watching this, I'm all in.
This was the big. It was an out of nowhere announcement last year, and it was
VGAs, right?
VGAs, yeah, and it was everyone's like game of the show, like just them. The
Or as
Vaj
Sean knows
Awards.
it as BHG.
Yeah, the Vaj Awards. But somebody was saying with like Project Morpheus and this game, oh my god, like I would lose it. Like I would lose it. Going to a new world and being able to look around,
Yeah.
like have the headset on, just move around, and be like, oh, where's my ship? Have it like maybe pop up on a HUD or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that, Alex.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
From Adam.
So anyways, I would absolutely. It's a yes for me. I would absolutely look up No Man's Sky. It's and definitely watch coverage of it over the next few days at E3 because it is the concept itself is amazing, and depending on what build they have there, I would love to see what's going on there. So,
Yeah.
Last of Us, the remastered version, PS4, July 29th is coming up quick, so that'll give me a chance to play the game actually, finally.
Yes.
GTA 5, PlayStation announced it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be for PC and Xbox as well. It's an HD remaster coming this fall. Batman Arkham Knight, Adam
There you
tweeted
go.
about it a little bit ago. It's basically, it looks...
Shut up, Miles. What the hell's going on there?
Miles is just has a bad taste in his mouth because of because he didn't like Arkham Origins, which was a free game for him.
Which was another developer entirely.
Yeah, it was. If this is Rocksteady, sign me up.
Yeah, dude. Kilo, did you watch that E3 trailer? Or
Miles is coming in the dark here. He doesn't know anything.
I didn't watch anything today. I
Oh
was
my, watch it. This city is so vast. Look at what Wong Jedi Master's putting on right now. Like, I watched it pixelated as all hell. This isn't what I watched on E3 though, and it
Yeah,
was
this is
so
different.
amazing. He's flying through this super huge city. His suit looks so sick. The Batmobile, I could actually leave it at the moment. I'd rather just be the Dark Knight. But holy cow!
I thought that how the Batmobile actually looked as an extension of how Batman traverses the city. You know, like that he can like jump down and fly into it and just comes in and he'd be like, okay, I gotta go really fast through this area, right? And then at the end of it, the Batmobile itself actually like launches you like a slingshot from the
I love
Batmobile.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially when velocity in the game and what's the word that I'm looking for? The movement.
Momentum?
No, not momentum. No, I'm thinking of like the act of moving, like the act of like
Acceleration?
traversal. No.
Inertia.
No, it's not inertia. I'll think of it, but basically the act of like moving through places with speed. That
Parkour.
What was that?
Parkour.
Yeah,
Parkour.
from A to B. That it seemed to be an extension of it.
Hey, you're seeing here right now, actually, from Alex, that they the gameplay they showed, and the wheels turned on the Batmobile, and it started behaving like a tank, where you can strafe left and right, and it was pretty cool, but kind of, I don't know if contrived is the right word, but very, very forced. Like here's a moment where you have to use the Batmobile, but at the same time, he's Batman.
As a tank. Locomotion is the word that I was looking for. A locomotion.
Locomoting through the city, and look, I mean, right there, he pops out of the Batmobile.
Yeah, it
It's
pops
so
out, and then
seamless.
it comes with the speed. Like I don't know, like it looks really cool. I mean, they didn't show that much combat, but I think that it was more important to show the scope of a bigger Batman game than you've been playing.
Right, because in the last one, remember, I'm sure everyone will remember when they were talking about the game before it came out. They were like, we didn't set out to make the largest open world game. We set out to make the most detailed open world game.
Are we talking about the last Rocksteady game?
The
Or are we
last
talking
one?
about-
Correct. And basically it was like a concession that this city, Arkham City isn't very big, but there's a lot of detail here. And
But
here
it's rich.
like, there's no concession. This city is ginormous, and it
It's
is
all
rich,
detailed.
And man,
I
Batman
This was one of the games. This was one of the games as far as the environment that was like holy shit next gen.
Yeah,
like,
this game. That's
it's
what
just-
I thought. That's what I put on Facebook. Is this game says next gen to me? It's the first one that
does.
really truly says that.
Yep, taking down Cobblepot. All right.
I thought that they were having some issues with their video right here.
I thought so too.
Oh yeah. And then did you actually see on Twitch that it panned back
Yeah.
So the announcement for this, for Miles and Chris, who didn't see the announcement during the Sony press conference, what happened was like the video was like, like it all like went glitchy, and like all the lights that they were using in the event center during it like twitched on and off and switched to different colors.
Oh.
It was like the Scarecrow was like hacking, and he's basically like, "You think you're a hero? Like, come and get it.
And the
You
static
can't save this city."
Crows, like right before you
yeah.
see Scarecrow.
It was like a
yeah, it was awesome. It was pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. Yes or no?
No.
No.
You know, I might have to pass, even though I mean that game's got obviously a cult following, and more than just a cult following. It's just that those games don't do it for me, unfortunately.
I've played every every Metal Gear Solid up to this point.
Really?
That's true.
And you enjoy them, or you play them?
I do enjoy them, but they're so effing quirky. You know what I'm saying? Like, it almost feels like throughout the whole game they're trying to sell you on what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, yeah, this is sick. It's like, no, you should look at the cool things we're doing. But man, like, they're all really good. Especially Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater.
Look at this guy take the ashes out of the jar. And
Oh, we don't need to see that. That's just disgusting. Mortal Kombat X, yes or no?
Yeah, man. After having played Injustice: Gods Among Us, my faith is back into that studio.
Studio's sick. What studio is that again?
Goodness, I wish I could. That's why I said that studio, or else I
Yeah.
would put the pronoun. It's like NetherRealm or something.
NetherRealm, yeah, you're right. And they brought Mortal Kombat back.
Yeah, they did a good job. So unfortunately, fighting games have they have like a month of my attention span. So I don't know if I'll be buying it.
Well, it's because there is no end game, right? And you're not competing for a tournament, so it's just Dead Island 2. I don't know. Is anyone excited about Dead Island?
I don't know. Didn't the first one do terribly?
It didn't do terribly, but it's just at this point it's just another zombie game.
I like the
Miles.
trailer. That's
Miles is dressed for the Division now.
It's for Uncharted, you dumbass.
I thought that was for Uncharted. I was like, either that or he's dressing as Nathan Drake in the desert.
And last but not least, Sony ended their. It seemed like a rather slow press conference, but they ended with Uncharted 4.
Hold on. What about the people from Journey making
Abzu?
Yeah.
I don't actually. Why I skipped over this because I don't know that much. Alex, do you want to enlighten us on Abzu?
Oh, I don't know. I just saw the trailer and I thought, well, Journey.
I mean, well, it has this fantastic art style, and so I'm already sold. Yeah, I see the art and just stop.
That's it. I mean, it's that game company, and I gave Journey a 10 out of 10. It's the first one I've ever given.
Yeah.
So I'm all in.
I love the feeling of underwater adventure if done right, if it captures the mood. And all I needed to see was my favorite animal right there, and I was sold. The humpback whale.
Humpback whale!
It's honestly, my favorite animal was a dolphin my whole life, and then when I saw humpback whales in Alaska, I was like, no, this animal's sick. So Uncharted 4, yeah, everyone's in?
Well,
Everyone's
unfortunately, there's nothing to take away from what they showed us.
That's the thing, isn't that Sony's thing, basically? They really didn't show us anything about, their games besides for, maybe Little Big Planet. They didn't show us, anything about the game. It was just, these are the games, and they're going to be awesome.
What Alex is showing here is the teaser from a couple months ago. But, they always show Nathan Drake in dire straits, and I feel like that's cookie cutter. To be like, here, man, can't you imagine what kind of trouble Nathan's gotten in today, or whatever? But
that's the character, right? Isn't that what we love about him?
I think no matter what, if you're a PlayStation owner, you're stupid if you don't buy an Uncharted game.
No, it's just it's high adventure. It's Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it is Indiana Jones.
Just go get it and enjoy it.
So obviously, I think we're all yes on this one. I want to see more about what this game is about.
Yeah. Right, it's supposed to be. Well, I mean, and also we had the gal from Naughty Dog, move on to Visceral.
That's true, yeah.
So I have a feeling, I don't even think she worked that much on this game, but.
Well, that's what they were. I had read before and heard before is that there's a lot of staff.
Amy Hennig is her name.
Yeah, a lot of staff changes over there at Naughty Dog, which makes one concerned about what altercations to the original plan of the game have been made. Not altercations, alterations.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is that as long as the story and the characters are okay, it'd be pretty hard to screw it up. Because everything like now that the franchise has been established, like you. Just do it like the last one, and tell a different story.
Sorry, what, Alex?
If you have Nolan North and you have the same writers writing his one-liners and all that, you're fine.
The problem is if they rested with their laurels, the Uncharted 2 would have never happened. Uncharted 2 took Uncharted from here and put it through the damn roof. So they got
now we're just waiting for the bad Uncharted game.
Maybe, but this is at Thief's End or A Thief's End, which makes me think that this might be the last one that they intend to make.
But if it sells 1.5 million, they're gonna make another.
Well, right, but it could go to another studio, like the people. I think Ascension was not made by the original God of War people. If I could be wrong.
But that's when you just cut and paste from all your work that's already been done. You know what I'm saying? And I have a feeling that besides for like better graphics, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of cut and paste in this game. But that's not to say that it's going to be bad. I don't know if anyone has any parting thoughts. Share this now. But I think we'll wait.
One more game that is coming back. That should play. And I thought that this was hilarious the way that they showed this.
You guys hold on the fort.
They're bringing back Grim Fandango for PS4, and they had these letters, and one of these letters is from this 10-year-old girl who's asking if they can get Tim Schafer's game Grim Fandango back, and so then it zooms out, or it starts revealing things, and it turns out to be Tim Schafer himself who wrote it. And, so,
this is such an old game, dude.
Tim Schafer's awesome too. So they point out that this guy has hair on his fingers, and he's got a beard.
Like, this is not looking like a 10-year-old girl anymore. Oh my God, it's Tim Schafer.
Oh my God.
Looking better than he normally does, actually. So, a little more groomed. But
to play Grim Fandango on the PS4.
Well, I must confess, I don't even think I know of Grim Fandango.
It's so weird. It's like a little Skellington guy, and it's weird.
It's an adventure game, which Tim Schafer is very good at doing. It's a point-and-click adventure game.
Fuck it, I'm all in.
Yeah, and as far as like Grand Theft Auto and Last of Us Remastered goes, like who's buying those? Like unless you totally missed it and you didn't buy it for the PS3, are you guys gonna spend the money to buy it for the PS4? I don't think so. If you already own it, there's no way you're buying a remastered version. It just came out less than a year ago. How can it be?
Those are weird to me. Like Tomb Raider and it's weird. I wouldn't buy it.
No.
I mean, I played it. Oh, hello, Shoten.
Hello. What were you talking about? With Grim Fandango?
Grim Fandango's like an old school point-and-click adventure game.
Yeah, it's Tim Schafer. And now they're owned by Disney because Grim Fandango was actually tied to LucasArts at the time, I believe.
Yes.
It was a LucasArts
along with Secrets of Monkey Island.
That's Tales of Monkey Island. Yes.
Tales of Monkey Island.
So yeah, they were all about those back in the day. But yeah, a lot of good games. I think that gamers won it big time. We do have Magica 2 as a really funny little video.
This just reminded me of Death from Family Guy.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Yeah, it
say the way he's like lackadaisical.
I think that the best part in this, and I knew it, like it didn't get as many laughs because it's so tasteless. But this part right here, where he feeds his cat, and then he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta heat up my coffee." It's like, "Oh, or my tea," and then it's like,
He's
"Oh no, here's what it was." Like it didn't get as many laughs because I feel like out in LA, watch Zap, Wing! all the animal lovers are like, well, that's just rude.
I kind of love that he's checking tape and watching his old.
Yeah, he's like
living the old.
learning the old moves.
Yeah, and he's just living in the past and thinking over it and what. I love that.
Magica too. Magica. They actually they made it like sort of a MOBA aspect to the game now, where like there's sort of this objective stuff. It's called Wizard Wars. I don't know if anyone. We'll need to talk about Magica last time.
We'll need to jump back into that.
We do.
We're like halfway through or something.
No, we weren't even that. We're like a quarter, if that.
Yeah.
But then I remember like because the game was still in early access. So like Alex's his computer crashed.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember.
I'm still living at home. I could hardly connect to you guys.
Yeah, it was a tough one. So yeah, we'll need to get back onto it now that we have more secure connections. But anyways, I think we're gonna call that a night.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happened today, so it was a long show.
We might have set a record here.
I think we might have tied it. I think we're at about 2 hours flat. So sorry for keeping you too long, loyal listener, but
Listener singular, that's accurate.
loyal listener. But we had a lot to talk about today, and there is a lot to be excited about today as a gamer.
Nintendo's still
Oh,
tomorrow.
also Nintendo's still
And
tomorrow.
Nintendo will be tomorrow, so we'll maybe do a little short.
We'll be excited tomorrow.
Yeah,
What
maybe
do you
we'll do a
think?
little
Prediction
short
for
get together.
Nintendo?
I don't see many exciting things. I think we see some new rehashes for the Wii U. I don't think there's going to be any new console thing. I think
Zelda?
that
Yes, supposedly Zelda Wii U is supposed to be previewed. So we'll see.
you know what? Just Nintendo at this point. Like it's just like
It's a joke.
More sports games and fitness games.
I don't know. We'll talk about them tomorrow, everyone. But tomorrow or the next day after we hear what they have to say. But hopefully they're getting their shit together on their end. So because we're looking at about like 2 really good releases from Nintendo a year at this point. So and then not to say like their consoles don't have good releases, but from Nintendo, that's a little scary. So, anyways, we'll skip the shout-outs today. We will just go right into goodbyes. So, everyone say goodbye.
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 Ciao, Dave.
And farewell from all of us here at the Gamer Den. Thanks for listening.
Ow.